Hello everybody, this is Tessa, and today I'm going to be doing an arm massage for Chelsey. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I am using almond oil, which is one of my favorite things to work with. I'm going to start with some nice long strokes, just stacking my hands. Just starting to encourage the shoulders to roll back instead of forwards. Getting into that shoulder joint a little bit. And just making sure that there's plenty of oil along that arm so I don't have to keep going. Making sure that there's plenty of oil along that arm so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And I'm going to start getting into these muscles a little bit more with some cross friction. And not using a ton of pressure here. And I like to work my way up the arm maybe 2 or 3 times. Just starting to get into more of a rhythm. And really scanning these muscles as I do this cross friction, feeling any spots that feel a little more fibrous or contracted. So it's like you're doing a C shape, just alternating between your thumbs. This is a nice way to use your thumbs because you're using both of them. It's kind of a nice way to pace yourself. And I like to go back and forth between techniques. Just always reminding these stubborn shoulders to kind of relax, encouraging that shoulder joint to soften. And I'm going to angle Chelsey's arm a little bit and start kind of working my way up using the heel of my hand and focusing on that nice firm upward motion, and firm pressure. And again, maybe 2 or 3 times, working my way up the arm. This bicep tendon feels a little bit tight, so I'm actually going to do a little bit of cross friction in this area. This is great for increasing mobility in the area that you're working, just creating more space. and just lengthening that tendon. And I'm going to go ahead and open up Chelsea's arm and start working along this forearm area. Just getting into the soft tissue, not using super firm pressure with my thumb. Yeah, and getting into that bicep a little bit. And I'm holding Chelsea's wrist with my opposite arm to get a really nice just position of that arm to work. And just doing big, broad circles, working my way up the muscle. It's really good for the heart to work upwards. Just nice, broad circles. And I'm going to go ahead and move into some hand work. And this is a really nice position to really work the fingers and the hands. So I'm going to go ahead and just, like we're holding hands, I'm going to grab hold. And so this is a really nice way to work the fingers. So just like Chelsea and I are holding hands, I'm going to go ahead and grab hold and then kind of grab on with my fingers and start shaking, working my way up. This is really good for decompression of the wrist as well in a safe and gentle way. And I like to do that a few times. This is also great for anybody that has arthritis in the hands. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this palm a little bit. I like to actually hold the pinky down, and it just opens up this palm in a nice way. Spending a little bit of time here. And I'm just going to stretch Chelsea's hand a little bit. You're going to grab hold of the little finger and the thumb. Just pull down a little bit. And if you really want to pamper your client, you can do little circles on each finger, starting below the finger. Just kind of holding firm and working your way up the fingers. You can stretch the arm, the wrist more, just gently pulling. So I have moved to Chelsea's opposite arm, and we're going to go through the same routine on this arm so it doesn't feel left out. Just making sure I have, the right amount of oil, not too much, not too little. And stacking my hands, I'm going to start working my way up this arm, applying that oil. If you'll notice, I'm actually alternating between my arms, my hands. Starting to work my way into the shoulder joint, just gently, encouraging that shoulder joint to soften, not grip so much. Okay, so now that there's plenty of oil along that arm, I'm going to go in with some cross friction with my thumbs. And this is a great way to increase blood flow and work the muscles in like a pretty unobtrusive way. And just taking my time. Might need to apply a little more oil. And so it's like you're forming a C shape with your thumbs as you work your way up, doing that cross friction. It's really hard to do cross friction on the way down, so I like to just do this up the arm about 2 or 3 times. And it takes a little while to find your flow and kind of really tune into what's going on with the muscles. And after that cross friction, I like going in with like longer, broader strokes. So I'm just going to use the heel of my hand and start working my way up. You can use your right or left hand, just kind of listen to your body and see where you can get the best angle. And it's really helpful if the arm is angled out like this instead of straighter. And you can press pretty firm because it's such a broad area that you're working with. You can apply pretty firm pressure. Sometimes I'll get into that shoulder joint a little deeper, just pressing with my fingers, stacking my hands. And I'm going to go ahead and open up Chelsea's arm, start working on the inside of the arm a little more. Just using nice long strokes, not getting super detailed, getting into this bicep a little bit. And just so that there's the right amount of tension, I'm actually holding Chelsea's wrist. And if you'll notice, I'm doing each technique about 2 times up the arm. And if, Chelsea had a chronic pain in her bicep or whatever, I would definitely linger here a little longer, but just doing more general work along the arm. Need a little bit more oil. I'm going to start working into the hand. Sometimes if I have too much oil, I'll just put it on my forearms for later. Alright, so I'm going to start working on Chelsea's hand and fingers a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hold hands, and I'm going to grip pretty firmly and just start working my way up. this is a really nice way to stretch out the wrist a little bit too. Just some relaxing palm work. And I'm going to stretch Chelsea's palm a little bit by holding the thumb and the little finger. And a really nice way to end any handwork is just working on the fingers. You can grab hold below the finger and work your way up. You can do it once or however many times feels right. And this is also really good for anybody that has arthritis. Just nice consistent pressure as I work my way up each finger. I'm doing little circles. And ending with a gentle stretch for the wrist. 2 or 3 times. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day.
If you enjoy these videos, please join us at PsycheTruthPatrons.com for dozens of exclusive videos and premium programs. We have over 1,000 videos you won't find on YouTube, such as modeling and fashion hauls, exclusive massage videos, ASMR, behind the scenes, bloopers, and much more. It's a great way to help us keep the cameras rolling so we can continue making the content you love. Patrons will get 2 to 3 new exclusive videos each week, so I hope you'll consider joining our Patreon family today. Just visit PsycheTruthPatrons.com. Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.